meeting to order. Ron, could you take the roll call?
Koski.
Here.
Houghton.
Here.
Silver here. Split.
Here.
Gallops. Here. Walker.
Here.
Okay, we got everybody here. We will need a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
I'll make the motion, we approve the agenda.
Motion by Billy, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Ron. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We need approval of the past minutes.
I wouldn't
Dave
care.
can't do it, so.
No, I can't vote on it, can't do anything on it.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion by Ron, second by Matt, to approve past minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
One abstain, correct?
Yes.
Financial report. I believe it's the same as last month.
On the motion, we accept that.
Motion by Billy.
I'll second.
Second by Joe. To accept the financial report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Abstain. This won't happen again.
Motion carried. Public comments. Mr. Ryan.
Hi, I'd like to
Say your name, please.
My name is Steve Reamer, and I live at 306 East Jackson Street. I just wanted to express, it was an honor to work with you on the board, and hopefully in the future we can, if you need stuff from the Historical Society, don't be afraid to ask me. And that's as far as I'm gonna go tonight.
Okay,
So, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, then we're down to number 7, certificate of appropriateness application. We have one again from last month. It's the same, it's 117 Watson Street. Same application, it's just filled out with the new form, which goes to Sue Leahy, the building inspector, first, and she makes notes on the application. She has, there's a box checked yes for city building codes and ordinances, and then noted codes, ADA accessibility will be addressed during design phase prior to issuance of building permit. And then there's another line that says historic downtown Ripon design manual, yes. And then in the notes it says manual is a guide. Doors are being relocated but follow the historic design. So that's the application. I can pass that around if everybody wants to see what I read is correct on there. So we're back to the 117. I have the paper, I think everybody's familiar with it, from last month or 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, we approved 5 of the 6 on the application, which were replaced the 3 apartment windows, tuck point, and replaced damaged bricks, replaced top 3 courses of bricks, replaced storefront signage, and replaced roof. And then the one that we denied was the new facade openings to the retail space on the first floor. So it's open for discussion.
Can I start?
Yes.
Okay, since I was just put on here by the guy that's sitting over there right now, I am going to abstain from voting nor any conversation at this meeting. I did do my due diligence and looked through everything, but I don't feel right discussing it in this form nor voting, so I'll be voting present or whatever.
Okay, thank you. Any other discussion? I'll go back and just discuss basically what we talked about 2 weeks ago is there is a Ripon, Wisconsin Code of Ordinances, which was passed by the Common Council. And there's many lines there that when reviewing the certificate of application, the commission, which is us, shall consider whether in the case of a designed historic structure or historic site, the proposed work would detrimentally change, destroy, or adversely affect any exterior architectural feature of the improvement upon which said work is to be done. The next line is whether in the case of construction or new improvement of a historic site, the exterior of such improvement would adversely affect or not harmonize with the external appearance of other neighboring improvements. And then the third one, and I could read through this, but it says, the purpose and intent of this chapter and to the objectives and design criteria of the historic preservation plan for said district as duly adopted by the Common Council. So these sections here were adopted as a city code of ordinances by the Common Council, not to be confused with our design guidelines, which we are to use as a reference, which we have been. But we need to discuss and look into if what 117 Watson is going to be turned into, if it adversely affects the exterior architectural feature of the building. So we do have guidelines to follow or look at as reference, but we also do have an ordinance that, you know, we've been told to follow. And I can read more from the ordinance also. Factor not harmonized with the external appearance of other neighboring improvements. And then we can go to the letter that we got from the man that does drawings for the state. So where I'm at is the same as I was 2 weeks ago. But we still need to discuss and vote. Again, and
Isn't that sort of in conflict with the design manual?
what is?
That's the code.
Well,
It seems like it.
the code is in conflict with this?
Yeah, isn't it? Or,
Well, the manual is showing what, you know, like I got it right to this, right here with windows. It's showing, the manual is showing what they suggest us, or
well, that's,
somebody
okay,
do.
all right.
And the same with, you know, they show the facade, the front building, which shows the center openings, traditional facade in the manual. Again, you know, it's a center opening,
Okay.
large windows, small kick plate down there. That's the guide. This is telling us that we need to discuss if what 117 wants to do, will it change the outside of the building and not look like a traditional facade? That's the way I see the ordinance running with the design manual.
Can I see that?
This, sure. Yeah,
This,
I have that one, I just had something.
and this is our new updated or copied.
I don't think it changed. I still have the same one from 2 weeks ago, yeah. Which I have the bigger one here, if you want to see the bigger one, and it's colored.
Well, I forgot to turn mine on.
Okay.
But I was looking to see if anything had changed.
Yes,
That
absolutely.
is not the current plan. That is the original plan from a month ago, not the one from 2 weeks ago.
the 2 weeks ago one, I think Billy has with the shorter kick plates. This is the original one, where this was higher here. That's what's changed, correct? From the very original to the 2 weeks ago.
I have a much larger one of the current, if anyone would like to see.
Sure. Love to see it.
Anybody else? I got.
I only have one copy, so you'll have to share. The only thing I can add is, a month ago I presented the plan to you.
Yeah.
You did not like some of the elements, you asked me to redesign it. I redesigned it exactly to the spec that was requested. I got approval from Craig at Ripon Main Street, that he said it was to the design that he would accept it. At the last meeting, I was requested that I speak to the building inspector and get approval from the building inspector. I have met both of those requirements. I have done everything asked of me.
Yes, I'm not saying you haven't. It's the design, and it's the design of 2 large double doors which don't fit with the traditional facade. It's moving the other door over from the center, which doesn't fit with the traditional facade. I know you've lowered the kick plate area to give us more glass. That looks nice. It's the moving of the center doors to the sides, which triggers the ramp, so possible ramp, which could possibly come into the sidewalk area. And that's what Sue Leahy has on here, and it said, that will be determined before she issues the building
What
permit.
she's referring to there is to meet ADA code, 60% of my entrances have to be ADA accessible, which means my back door will have to be ADA accessible, which she is providing me the details on how that will have to be designed. And I'm willing to take those steps.
But you also have to get this ADA accessible in the front.
That is approved as long as I meet the 60% of door threshold, which requires me to make the back door accessible.
The back door is accessible, so you don't need a ramp or anything in the front.
I will need that one ramp. in the
You'll
front.
still need a ramp, which could possibly come into the
But-
sidewalk.
But having the second entrance with the steps will be allowable if my back door is accessible. Or there is a rescue area inside the back
Yeah.
door's house.
So you're saying the left-hand door could have 2 steps yet?
Correct.
Even if you do move it?
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
The third entrance will be the back,
Mhm.
which will have a rescue site inside the door, which meets code. So the door will be at ground level. There will be a rescue site in a fire-rated room inside the door, where if there is a fire, firefighters can rescue the person from there.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives me 2 of 3 doors, ADA accessible or rescuable, which keeps me to ADA compliance.
I got something in my eye. My next concern is, and I'll go back again, to the D&D Associates, 3 windows above their building, their facade, that they did not meet the requirement of the arch. So we issued them a stop work or whatever Sue Leahy would call it, told them that they had to fill in the windows to fill in the original brick openings. Guideline, right here. That's what we say in our guidelines. So how can we, again, make them do that, where our guidelines are suggesting and saying that they should always keep a center opening if it was always there? How can we make one person go through a greater expense? I don't know who's paying for those extra 3 windows, if it's the owner or the contractor. Somebody's got to pay for it. But how can we make them do it, and then we can allow this? Our guidelines say, keep the center openings. I don't know, I would think, if I owned that building and this got passed, if I owned it and was told to do the 3 windows, I would sue the city in a heartbeat for somebody's cost. Somebody's gotta pay for that extra cost. Because by allowing this, that lady wouldn't have to change her 3 windows at all. And everybody downtown can just start putting in square top windows if they wanted to. Just my thoughts, I'm just telling you. The way I understand it.
I know it's a matter of opinion, but I know that we're discussing the center openings and stuff, but if the thing the common council passed, that I don't think what Ted's presenting is destroying the front of the buildings historically. Yeah, it's changing the openings, but if you look at neighboring buildings like the optical place, like their whole facade is like, I know it was done a long time ago, but it's completely like gone and it's all weird stucco-y material, and I feel like this was an attractive appearance. But I mean, like I said, that's a matter of opinion. But I'm like the guide's just the guideline. It's not like set in stone saying it has to be center entrance. Just saying that's what it's recommending. But as long as it's not like destroying the look historically, I don't see an issue. But that's just how I feel about it. But
That's good, thank you.
Can I see that again?
This,
Yeah.
we have that's when they did the optical place. Obviously, we didn't have an ordinance, and we didn't have the downtown locally designated or a preservation commission. And hopefully, when they redo theirs, they'll be able to follow the rules or guidelines and ordinance. But your opinion is very well taken.
May I ask you?
Yes?
I would like to once again point out that neither one of those facade openings is original. The doors were originally 2 or 3 feet back from the sidewalk, not 6 or 8 feet back, which they currently are. The left-hand side was done in 1963 or 64. The right-hand side was done in 1908 or 1909. None of that is original. Therefore, according to the guidelines, it does not have to be built as original. It is built with historic spirit and historic components, historic layout, but it does not have the center door.
Originally, they were in the center. No, I'm not gonna get ticky-tacky on if it was 6 feet this way or 4 feet that way. That's the original, traditional facade components. And we have a drawing of it in our manual. Shows a center opening. I have that letter from that man from, apparently he doesn't work for the state, but he does a lot of drawing for the state. And that Joseph Lana Kazik. And we read that out last week. I would also convince them to reuse the storefront entry doors themselves. They look repairable, so he's saying even just keep the doors. They're the perfect proportion from that era. I'd have them keep the existing storefront windows, which could be changed to thermal panes, and center entrance where they are. That was another recommendation from an architect.
This information that we have on this paper here is from whom?
That's from Sue,
This whole official use only?
that's from Sue Leahy, the building inspector.
Building inspector.
So she checked that box, which I would say she checked, the city building codes and ordinances. And then that was her comment in her notice.
And then the historic downtown Ripon design manual, yes. And then her notes was manual is a guide.
Mhm. That's, yes.
doors are being relocated but follow historical design. So what is she saying?
I don't know what she's actually saying.
She doesn't have the manual.
She has the manual,
She has the
yes.
manual.
Mhm. And she's saying that it's a guide.
That to me isn't saying yes or no from her.
And I don't think she would say yes or no. Her job is to make sure if whatever improvement we determine is okay, that it follows the building safety codes or, the building codes. That's Sue Lady's job.
May I point out that she checked the yes box, that she said yes, she checked yes.
Waiting for comments. Any comments?
I mean, what Sue is saying is kind of like what I was kind of saying too, but I guess that's just my opinion.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, it's an opinion. But it's coming from the top shelf.
I'll make another comment. I mean, I feel that years ago, when this whole preservation thing started, there was many people that put hours upon hours into this manual and into the ordinance with the right intentions of creating a downtown that harmonized and looked good and everything. And I'm worried that if one set of windows has to follow the guidelines and another storefront or something doesn't have to, that we could possibly get building owners that just don't care, and we'll have a hodgepodge again of filled-in windows that are half open, air conditioners hanging out, dripping over the sidewalk. Just do whatever was done like in the 70s and 80s.
Well, I'm looking at this here, and it states, would adversely affect or not harmonize with external appearance of other neighboring improvements. That kind of leaves it open a little bit too.
Yes. Adversely,
Because-
you could determine adversely as
You could look at
extreme if
the
you want,
optical
or-
place next door and say,
They might not remodel for 20, 30 years, and it could look like
Yeah.
that.
I'm just saying that you're kind of caught between the design manual and a statement like that.
Mhm.
Well, and not
So
only
where do you
that-
draw the line?
Not only that, but by the acceptance of the suit. And this-
Yeah,
I keep looking at this, trying to get an answer to.
so
Yeah.
she is accepting where the doors are,
Absolutely,
according to that.
yeah. That's my interpretation. Basically, she says, the manual's a guide and doors are being relocated, but follow historical design.
Well, right there, this is historical design, traditional facade.
With a design, but placement is the word.
Yeah,
We're up against the placement,
right.
not the design.
That's where I
Because-
am.
The
I'm
design
up
is
against-
approved.
Because his design for the wooden front looks fine,
Yeah, absolutely.
but
It's a
we're,
placement.
we're talking about the center doors.
What Sue is saying with the design is, she's concerned about probably, safety glass in the doors, if there's enough room on each side of the door to get in. I don't believe, and it's just me talking for her, I don't believe she at all cares about the design. She's just here for building code purposes.
Does this come under hardship?
I wouldn't think so, because Ted's gonna redo, he wants to redo the front of it.
I mean, when I say hardship, things have been done already that dictate where it needs to be.
I don't know, we only can control the outside exterior. Well, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a motion to approve, replace the 3 apartment windows, tuck point, replace damaged bricks, replace top 3 courses of bricks, replace storefront signage, and replace the roof, like we did last time. Those 5, I'd like to make a motion to approve.
But we already did that.
We did that.
I know,
Why do we need to approve it again?
I don't know, and I couldn't get a hold of Lud, so that was a question I had for Lud.
So probably just belt and suspenders on this one for that aspect. Yeah, so like we have our case covered for at least those,
For this meeting?
yeah, for this
Yes.
meeting.
I ask that you approve all or nothing.
I have a motion for the, replace the 3 apartment windows, tuck point, and replace damaged bricks, replace top 3 courses of bricks, replace storefront signage, and replace roof. Is there a second?
I'll second that aspect of it, yes.
Okay, there is a second by Ron. Any discussion? My motion, just to repeat that, is to be in favor of those 5 right there. Replace the apartment windows, tuck point, replace top 3 courses, replace storefront signage, and replace roof. Any discussion? Could you take a roll call, Ron?
Kosky,
Yes.
Hutton,
Yes.
Silver, yes. Split,
Yes.
Gallops,
Abstain.
Walker.
Yes.
Okay, that passes, correct?
Yep, passes.
5 in favor, 1 abstain?
Yes.
Okay. So next on the application is new facade opening to the retail space on the first floor. And that's our main discussion. Any more discussion on that? Would anybody like to make a motion?
How much more discussion there is? Do we have, before we go any deeper, do we have anybody have any pictures of that originally?
Yeah, I think
Prior to, I mean,
Joe sent me 2 weeks ago.
I might have some, but I don't have them with me.
Yeah, I don't know if I got them still anymore. I'd have to go back and check.
Yeah, I thought we looked at that last, but yeah, this is what.
we did or not. The reason I'm saying it, if it was originally that way, you know,
If you can see it, there, as far as you can tell, there were center openings or entrances. I don't think there's a straight-on, perfect look at it.
what am I looking?
That's yeah, whoops, that's too far then.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
So,
that's, would be considered the right-hand building, and then this would be the left-hand building. You can see a kick plate, an opening and a kick plate.
in there.
Those aren't the right buildings, there's no apartment door. Scroll that way.
That apartment over there, then this is, that is a window, and then that's a kick plate going in on an angle. So it's, yeah, it would be this, the
This
door, and
building
then,
and the one to the left of it. So that one and that one.
okay. I don't know if you can see that down there, I don't have a good angle.
I can't see it. But my question was in that, if that's been done already, and we're trying to not do it again,
Oh, you're saying like if it was a center opening and then in 1963, I think Ted said, it was redone, but it remained the center opening. I see what you're saying, okay.
It was centered, but the doors were moved back significantly.
Just
oh,
push
we got
back a little bit.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was gonna say kick plate back in. So they were like our guideline would like to have them, or it would have been.
As far as I can tell, yes, the way the guide to the center entrance.
This is tough.
I guess I'll move it along and I'll just make a motion to deny the new facade opening to the retail space at 117 Watson Street. If anybody would like to second, they can. Anybody like to second? I don't know how long we wait. Going once?
Well, it's a hard decision to decide. I mean, if it was. The only thing I'm hung up on is that the manual is a guide. It doesn't mean it's 100, you have to do 100%, but it is a guide to follow through with. That's why we have it. And I'm looking at, I've said, I used the word hardship, that doesn't even come into play.
I don't know what what the definition of hardship would be. If it was, probably if it cost so much more to do it, say the way we were suggesting, that would be a hardship to the owner then. And then we'd have to look at it as not going the way we wanted it to go then. That would way I'd say a hardship is.
Oh, if I may
Yes.
The only hardship what I would refer to is not financial, it is the impact on functionality of the business that is in that building. With the doors centered, the business will not be able to function as it's going to be designed to do so. The business needs the double door on the right. The business needs the door on the left to be to the side because there's walls and framing inside that need to line up with it.
Okay, there is a motion to deny the new facade opening to the retail space at 117 Watson Street. Is there a second? Is there a second? Okay, motion fails because of no second. Anybody else would like to make a motion?
This does not go to the common council?
It does after we give our determination of either approve or deny. Okay, we'll move on. There's no other comments. We'll go to number 8, update on 107.5 Watson Street. Their non-compliance. That was their 3 windows that they put in that were square across the top. And our design guidelines state that they have to fill the entire brick opening with the arched top. So I don't have any other word back from Sue Leahy on that. She's been checking up on that, talking with the building owner and the contractor, but she hasn't heard anything back yet on when they're gonna replace those. So number 9, the Southwest Historic District signage. I think we just need, if we want to decide on a date and then, or a location to where to install them all, and then a date to start installing some of them. I think we should discuss that and get those up.
I see some of them are up already.
Well, some are up already.
Yeah.
There are a few.
Okay, the city,
Must have
Yeah.
done it.
Downtown is.
The downtown,
Yeah.
okay,
Main Street.
Main Street, okay. This was for the Southwest, so Ransom Street and Woodside in that area.
Okay. Have we decided on because I think we still need to decide on a design.
Well, the bracket, and I
Yeah.
think each one is individually different, or some are different than others. So I think maybe we just need to look at, 4 or 5, get those brackets ordered, or, figure out how to, install them, and then just do those, just do a few at a time.
Adam, you said you have extra to put up. The
Yeah, so
basic.
I think if you think that the next step could be if anybody wants to inventory the sign posts that they want to be placed on, just even, taking pictures and marking them on a map or whatever.
Or they just adapters on the
Yeah,
post?
so then we can make sure we have the correct adapter, or if we have to mount it separately, we can buy those and get those, and then hand them all over to you or whatever. I don't know if you all have to be up on a ladder or what, but you can install them. But we can certainly help. If we're talking 30 signs, okay, but if you're talking like 4, we can help.
Okay. So what we have to do is decide where they want.
Where they want.
we want.
Where they go, and then,
How far away from Main?
well,
Street or-
we have a map of the Southwest Historic District. Matt has that map. So we just need to decide if we're gonna start on the corner around Thorn.
Where the pink ones were where I was identified
Ransom
signs.
Street or
Oh,
something.
okay.
Or can we pick a date, or do we have to wait for the brackets?
I think we can just pick a date, and then like Adam just said, we'll inventory,
Let's pick a date.
take a picture, and then we can figure out what we need for the bracket and how to install it. I think we should pick a date.
Yeah,
I guess by doing that, we'd have a count of how many
Mm-hmm.
to do. According to these, there's 23, right?
23, I think that was the great, but it also had things where it was a little, either a little outside of the actual district, but was so close that that was the closest sign into
Okay,
the district.
yeah. Oh, like the sign post,
Yeah, the sign post,
Is
yeah,
that too many, 23?
A lot.
yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to put it in perspective.
But we have that many signs,
We
right?
have, I don't think we have quite that many.
All right.
And then the only other thing is I also pointed out, like, even though the district doesn't go all the way down to Watson Street, the nearest like sign post, and also as you're kind of coming down Griswold, is like there's actually not a post on the Watson Street or on the Watson side, so into the district, it's more going at that
Okay.
kind of cul-de-sac. So maybe if we want an extra pole there.
Okay, I think that's where we gotta pick a date and do a walkthrough
Yeah.
and do it. And it,
Only
I
should
mean, we
be a
can do
couple of
it,
you, not everybody.
we can do it in the evening. I mean, it stays light out now until
Yeah,
8. If we wanna do it during the week instead of on a weekend or something,
I'd rather do it in the week.
during the week.
I'm always so
Sure.
busy also on the weekend, but in the evening always.
Mhm.
And everybody
I'm
else?
I'm okay with the evening, I guess.
Just please avoid a walking quorum.
Just stay far enough away from each
Yeah,
other. it'll be
on the
fine.
side of the street. Right.
Well, and if he, you know, if 23 is way too many, you know, we can cut that easy in half.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think like what was the next number? Let me see.
If you did the 11, that's all kind of covering most of the entry into the
Oh,
district.
Yeah. So where would the, we just go in the out perimeter kind of?
Yeah, kind of going around the perimeter there,
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, okay. Is that too many? 11?
Well, that's fine.
Well, do we need to walk and do it, or can we just go ahead and?
Yeah, the only thing he said is like we're not sure what brackets each one of them.
Yeah, how we're
you
gonna
would-
mount it on.
You'd have to figure that out, right?
We just need to know what posts.
What posts?
Yeah, you can identify the posts.
Can we use this guideline to go make,
Yeah.
well, did we make a motion for that, and get that rolling?
We certain, I don't know if we technically need a motion, but we could just pick a date
I
and
can
plan
just
on
pick
it.
a date.
I mean, do
Yeah.
we need to, or can we just use this? And do the 11? The 11, as saying, are outlined.
Yeah,
Yes, but we still need to physically walk it, take a picture of the bracket to make sure we can mount that sign on there.
Would we need to do that, or can you use this?
We need to see the physical,
The post.
physical post.
Post, yeah.
So, okay, that's what I'm getting at. So we need to get a picture of the post,
Mm-hmm.
starting from A to,
Right, yep.
okay.
If you just map it out, simply put, a 1 by the first location, take a picture, title it 1.
Maybe even put a post-it note on it,
Whatever
take a
it
picture,
is.
yeah.
A to Z, and go down there. Okay. Okay, so we want to pick a time?
I never pick times. People throw things at me because I can do it anytime. So,
yeah, I can pretty much do it anytime in the evening.
Yeah, me too. I can make this.
If we pick a date, can we have Karen, it would be like a meeting, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people you need to do it.
Because-
Literally, you probably can get 2 people in a car to drive and take pictures.
If that's, yeah, is there any, amount- just 2 people want to do it, then we don't
We're
have.
gonna just wanna walk.
Can't we make that complicated somehow?
who wants to do it?
Who has the most free time?
I'm retired.
Yeah.
I'm tired, but, Ron, we can do it. You have a great camera.
Yeah,
I can drive, if you trust me.
I don't know about that.
I'm
Yeah.
going reverse.
No, we could do it.
Okay. Okay, so you and I will pick out a date and we'll do that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is that okay with you, Matt?
Yeah,
'Cause
if you want to, hold on to that, actually.
Yeah, we'll leave
I just
it.
wanna make sure.
You're welcome to come along too.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, anybody can come
Yeah,
along.
you can have
In a
more than
second.
two. I mean, if somebody wants to.
We just have to figure out when we want to do this. One day when it's not raining, obviously next week. I mean, they have the signs, and the sooner we do it, then that's kind of.
yeah, I'd like to get it going and
Yeah, me too.
The only day I can't do next week is on the 6th, on Monday. But
Okay, so-
Wednesday's best for me, but I mean,
Well, that's okay.
I work till 5:30 sometimes.
We still have time to do that. You want to try next Wednesday?
Yeah, let's do it next Wednesday,
Okay, Matt, you want to come along?
Sure.
the 8th.
Where do we want to meet here? Outside or?
Let's see, like,
We met when Travis and I did this, like,
So see, this is why you need to come.
yeah, we just sort of parked right over by the old elementary school and started from there. And kind of,
Yeah.
yeah, since we're probably doing mostly the perimeter, that probably be a little bit. Yeah, we took our dog and
Here you go, give the dog a walk.
yeah, he was like, he was a little annoyed at a certain point. He's like, good, like,
You know,
this is going on forever.
Yeah. Started saying that we go from there. Okay, let's just do that and then,
Where are we meeting?
A&W. Well, the school's right up there, so we can be.
Yeah,
by
yeah,
the leash.
probably right by the old entry to the elementary school where,
Apartments are there.
Yeah, the apartments there.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
Words and all that.
yeah.
Okay.
okay.
And what time did we say?
Central Park Apartments.
Yeah.
Spoken like a true historical guy saying the school.
Yes.
When everybody else would say it's the apartment.
Yeah.
What date is John?
it'll be May.
Remember, when we were all
Wednesday,
concerned
May
how,
8th.
they made us all concerned about the asbestos that's in it. Like, what?
Well, imagine there's tons in there.
Yeah.
Don't
Okay.
drill in any walls.
So we got
What time are we doing this?
Let's make it,
You?
let's make it 6 o'clock, give us enough time.
Sure.
Okay.
This will get it down.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Actually, well, that's fine.
What?
Not gonna change it, nope,
We can.
that's okay.
Okay.
Okay, then, next is review of the Little White Schoolhouse nomination. We got a letter from the state of Wisconsin Preservation Office in regards to, they are reapplying the Little White Schoolhouse for federal and state recognition again, to go on their, for a nomination. It gets kicked back to the local preservation, and we're supposed to discuss it if we're still in favor, because we did last year approve the move, and it was okay to move the building. So they just want us to discuss the new nomination, which hasn't changed at all, and if we're still on board with the location and where it, where it's moved to and all that. So, in my mind, we can't change anything anymore. I'm still in favor of what they did.
It's an improvement,
Yeah.
actually. It looks
Yeah, it looks
quite
nice.
impressive, yeah.
Beyond.
So I would.
We don't need to vote on this, do we?
Well, just quickly.
Yes, we need to vote on this.
Yes.
I'm seeing a nodding head.
No, we didn't have to vote. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll make a motion, we vote on.
I'd recommend that the Little White Schoolhouse be supported the nomination for Wisconsin State Register of Historic Places and National Register of Historic Places.
Ron got that.
I did not get that
You
yet.
got all that?
He talks too fast.
Slow down.
He's got it written down.
We are
They
to
meet
provide an
on May
opinion.
24th, so I would say
your opinion is to support the nomination of the Wisconsin, to the Wisconsin National.
Did you just say that?
I nominated.
Yes, he definitely did. That's what I
You didn't say
heard.
that? Well, I'll second it.
I'll wait for.
It's what's written in the
No, I'm
minutes.
fine.
Pay no attention to that camera over there.
So we had a motion by Billy. Was there a second?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That would be me.
Okay. All in favor to approve? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Haas Brewery update. I have not received any more, I've been emailing salvage companies yet, if there is any interest to get back to me, and nobody has gotten back. So,
I talked to an Amish guy, reputable. They're a little afraid of the politics, but was interested.
okay.
And they have no clue. I just briefly said that there are some guidelines that you have to talk to the city administrator about preparation in doing. And his whole thought was to just disassemble it and take the wood.
Okay.
But I said you'd have to talk to the city and find out stipulations and all
Right.
that sort of a thing.
And we're not to that point yet. I've had a couple people ask me, why are you taking it down?
Well, me too.
We're not taking it down yet. So make sure everybody understands that part of it. It's just last resort. If it does get to a certain point where it's too costly to, rehab it, then we would like it to be reused and salvaged. Well, that's good. Keep that contact though, and
It's a possibility. You didn't say for sure when I described the lumber. Obviously, why wouldn't they?
yeah.
They're
yeah.
very capable of it.
Right, they could dismantle it.
Without big machinery
Mhm.
and insanely.
They could probably pick it up. I've seen them move a barn.
Get 50 of them together.
Yeah,
and
they
like,
pick it up and move it.
This is why I reached out to him, because they're capable of doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Manuel.
Okay, then, any more discussion on that, on the Haas Brewery? Okay. Next meeting date,
June
5th.
5th.
June 5th, okay. 6:30. And if anybody has anything they want to put on the agenda, just let me know
Okay.
if something comes up. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion by Dave, second by Ron to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.